Hi, how are you?
I
Everybody well, I hope.
I also wish that everyone is well at home and things like this. Is a very interesting period for everybody. I think these days because we are now all locked up at home. I suppose. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, we're holding down the fort here at the house. We're making do as we can. I did go to the grocery store earlier today, but I was the only one and carried home about 5 bagfuls of stuff so I can last till April 16th.
That's crazy stuff. All right, guys, wherever you are, drop us some hugs, some emoticons, right? Give us some love, some fireballs, and whatever that you want to give us. I think it is very interesting that we are going to have our second Mike Eminem's live show again. So today's topic is really about building immunity from home. But the first thing is staying at home really that crucial? I think it has got to a very stressful stage where everybody is really calling out for each other to stay at home. So I'm not sure about you, Mike, but what I'm going to do is I probably is going to share some clips that probably demonstrate how stressful staying at home has become. All right.
Okay, I can't hardly wait. You gonna do them now?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's do it.
Okay.
Andiamo, andiamo. Siamo con i piedi nell'acqua,
A casa non portate i piedi nell'acqua, a casa. Anche voi, non è previsto il ping pong. Non potete giocare a ping pong, andiamo. Alla PlayStation.
Da casa non deve uscire nessuno. E a Messina non esce nessuno perché c'è un'ordinanza e quindi guai chi esce da casa.
Dove andate con questi cani che hanno la prostata infiammata? Dovete stare a casa! Non avete capito che la gente muore? Volete far ammalare tutti? Siete degli irresponsabili, dei cretini, degli emeriti cretini.
C'è una stagione nella quale noi avremo centinaia di ragazzi che si laureano. Mi arrivano notizie che qualcuno vorrebbe preparare la festa di laurea. Mandiamo i carabinieri, ma li mandiamo con i lanciafiamme.
Se tu non esci, non ti preoccupare, non succede nulla. È inutile che scriva a me. Che cazzo mi scrive a me? State nella casa che non succede niente. Ste cazzo di parrucchiere che vanno in casa a aggiustare i capelli e le febbre. A che cazzo servono? Chi cazzo ti da vedere per sti capelli aggiustati in tutta vita? Perché se una viene in casa tua, ed è venuta in casa mia, è venuta in casa di un'altra a fare i capelli a un'altra, ma lei capite che ti potete portare o posto dalla LAC, ti porto o virus corona, quel che te ne dico se in capo così?
Ho incontrato un nostro concittadino che amabilmente faceva la corsetta su e giù per la strada accompagnato da un cane visibilmente stremato. L'ho fermato e gli ho detto: guarda che questo non è un film, tu non sei Will Smith in Io sono leggenda, quindi passa pa' casa.
Come andrà tutto bene se continuiamo ogni giorno ad uscire per fare la spesa? Quando la spesa si dovrebbe fare una volta ogni 10 giorni. Come andrà tutto bene se ogni giorno tantissime persone escono per andare a comprare le sigarette? Come andrà tutto bene se la gente va e viene dal benzinaio? Ma questa benzina cosa serve se dovete rimanere a casa?
A casa, a casa. Non si può stare in mezzo alla strada, come ve lo devo spiegare? Non si può stare. Stanno morendo le persone, come ve lo devo spiegare? Mi farete ammalare pure a me, di crepacuore mi farete ammalare.
Oh, wow. Mike,
Wow.
look at that. I mean, goodness me, it's like everywhere in the world we are having people out in the streets telling people to go home. I mean, is it really important to stay home during this period in our entire human history? What do you think?
Well, you know, Mike, when you look at what these guys are trying to do, it put simply is called flatten the curve or break the transmission chain. Because right now, every one person with the virus is infecting 2.5 people on average. So it really is important to break that transmission chain. And let me ask you just one simple question, and then maybe you get an idea. If I said, Mike, I'm going to offer you $1 million right now, or I'm going to give you 1 cent, and I'm just going to double it every day for a month. So 1 cent today, 2 cents tomorrow, 4 cents the next day, 8 cents the next day. Which would you choose?
I probably would go for the $1 million. No way I'm going to get that cent every day and doubling up. It doesn't make sense to me at all.
Okay. If you choose the million, you just threw away 9 million, because 1 cent doubled every day for 31 days totals more than 10 million. So can you imagine, in some places, they are doubling the infection rate every 2 or 3 days. So just imagine how the numbers are going up like crazy.
My God, I can't believe that making $1 million was the best choice. Wow,
Well,
sounds like, yeah, you know, the disease really spreads really amazingly quick. It is scary. 1 to 2.5 person every single
Yep.
day.
Yep. So staying at home does 2 things. One, it protects you from catching the virus from somebody else that you might bump into. And if you are contagious, but you don't even know you've got it, then you're not spreading that virus. You know, just today they mentioned that Prince Charles in England has come down with the virus, and that he's been what they call asymptomatic for a long time, but just now starting to show symptoms. So it can happen to anybody.
Okay, got it. So I think the message here for our business is that everybody, we have to do our part as the citizens of this earth, this world, because this virus is really going at an alarming rate, very fast, affecting the health, you know, and the economic situation of everyone involved around. So I think we probably will help everyone out during this period of time, perhaps that 2 weeks, 1 month, or how long it takes, you know, to just stay at home during this period of time. I think that's
For sure.
Yeah, but do you know what? Because having to spend 2 days at home is nothing. But to spend my whole 1 month or 2 months or more at the same place, wow, that calls for a sanity check. I mean, humans, we are all social animals. So how do we get through this sanity period that we are supposed to get through?
Well, you made a good point, Mike. We are social animals, but remember what the authorities are telling us. They're asking us for social distancing. So in this way, you break that transmission chain. Notice they said social distancing, not social isolation. So just like you and I are speaking face to face, even though you're in Taiwan, I'm in Kuala Lumpur, I get on the phone and I talk to my children back in the US. There are so many ways that we can stay socially engaged. And if you look at any of the news articles or some of the TV highlights, every evening at 8 p.m., they're encouraging people from different countries that live in cities to go out on the balconies and clap and cheer and salute the frontline healthcare workers. So there's lots of ways for us to stay engaged. It just means that we can't be physically engaged, at least for this 2 to 4 weeks, depending on where you live.
All right, so I got it. So that means that, well, although we are confined to the walls of our homes, but that doesn't mean that we can't go around, you know, through this engagement that we can do digitally as well, or even, you know, the neighbors through the windows and say hi to them, right? Cool. So now that we are expecting much of the world to be locked down at the homes, you know, for a long period, that probably means that people have less mobility to go out of the house and to do things that they consider as routines in the past. So it then falls back is that do we then get to have a good balance of nutrients, the food that we are eating, since we are now probably what we consider stuck at home, and we probably can't get to go to the supermarket and shop as much as we want. And even if you are there, you probably may not get the food that you are looking for because everything is out of stock so quickly. So how do we, during this period of immobility, do we maintain the importance of eating right? How do we obtain them, and how do we eat them the right way?
You know, Mike, you bring up a really good point, because, and this is a known fact, especially with nutritionists and doctors. When people are bored or they're stressed, they tend to eat more. They tend to snack more because they get bored. Okay, you're just going to start eating. You get stressed, you look for comfort food. You look for something that makes you feel good or relieves a little bit of that stress. Fortunately, this is just very much a part of human nature. My suggestion to you and to anybody else would be as simple as I can say it, and that is eat as much fresh fruit and fresh vegetables as possible, because fruits and vegetables are very, very helpful in building our immune system. So the more of that we can eat, the better off we're going to be. And another thing you got to remember, if we're sitting at home in front of the computer or in front of the TV or wherever, we're not getting the exercise that we would normally get. I mean, I try and play tennis at least 2 nights a week, sometimes 3 nights. I haven't played tennis now in almost 3 weeks. That is going to cause us to gain weight unless we reduce the amount of food that we eat. So there's a number of issues that go into this, but here's the reality. Build your immune system. Make that battery inside you stronger. Don't let it run down and get so weak that you can't even turn over the car engine. By eating fruit, vegetables, and by drinking lots and lots of good, pure water. It's so important to stay hydrated. Really can strengthen their immune system, strengthen their bodies, and help to protect against this COVID-19.
Cool. So Mike, that means, say for example, if we are now back home, to maintain this basic immunity, what sort of nutrients or of nature, vitamins, that is crucial for us to maintain the kind of balance that we are looking for while we are being stuck at home?
Again, Mike, the advice that I think that just about any person who understands human health and looks at the big picture that they would give you is try and eat a balanced diet. In a normal situation, you want 80% alkaline foods, 20% acidic foods. Your alkaline foods mainly would be your fruits, your vegetables, and things of this nature. Alkaline foods lean more towards your meats and things of this nature. But as you said, sometimes it's really hard, especially during a controlled movement situation, to get all of those things. My suggestion, especially since we are talking to Elkenians all over Asia right now, at least I hope a lot of you are tuned in, if I had to choose just one supplement, it would be spirulina, because spirulina has proteins, it has the enzymes, it has all of the nutrients that we need and that we probably will not get, at least in sufficient amounts, during these trying times. So Mike, load up on the spirulina. Every morning I'm chucking 50 tablets down, and I'm just more than happy that I've got plenty of it here. And remember, you can, there you go. You've got yours too. You can order online. We've got so many ways that even during this difficult time, whatever country you're in, you can get your spirulina.
That's amazing, because I thought that it is really crucial that if we have to make a sacrifice, a choice in terms of going to the grocery and finding the right balance, in terms of supplementing our daily needs to build our immunity, that spirulina now appears as a very valid kind of option that, all Elkenians out there probably will benefit from it as well. So we hope that this kind of goodness can be shared around the world as well, because spirulina is really it's an amazing product that helps to cater a lot of nutrients and balance to everybody else. That's cool. So now that we are at home, we have our family, we are eating together, we are dining together, we are breathing the same air in the same room, day in, day out. Apparently, this feels like a stressful period for a lot of parents out there who has got small kids. I mean, I get some inspiration of some frustration of some parents recently through the online clips that I just see. Perhaps what we do is we just share a little clip, and we just let you have a look at it.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
תקשיבו, זה לא עסק, הלמידה מרחוק הזה. באמת, זה פשוט לא, זה בלתי אפשרי. זה לא נורמלי. מהבוקר, אנחנו רק ביום השני, מיליוני הודעות בוואטסאפ, יש לי 4 ילדים שיהיו בריאים, תדמיינו כמה וואטסאפים, כמה מורות לכל ילד, כמה מקצועות לכל ילד, יש לי רק 2 מחשבים בבית, הם רבים מהבוקר על המחשבים, אחד המורים של הבת שלי חי בסרט שהיא ב8 בבוקר תשב לראות אותו על המסך, היא ב8 בבוקר רק הופכת צד במיטה. מה נראה לכם? המורה למוזיקה של הבן הקטן שלי, היא שלחה תווים הבוקר. מה אני אעשה עם המידע הזה? מה, יש לי הרכב של איזו להקה? אני לא יודעת לקרוא תווים. שנייה, אני מוציאה קלרינט ויושבת עם הבן שלי לעזור לו עם התווים. די, חבר'ה, מורים, תנמיכו ציפיות, זה לא הגיוני. וכל היום, איך הילד מרגיש? איך שיצייר ציור? איך הילד מרגיש? הוא כל היום בפלאפון, טוב לו. ישנים טוב, אוכלים, לא מפסיקים לאכול. איך הוא מרגיש? תשאלו אותי איך אני מרגישה. קורסת. אני עוברת מילד לילד, הנה מדעים, הנה מתמטיקה, הנה, חלס, גם איפה אני יודעת את כל הדברים האלה? עכשיו הילדים שלנו יעלו עלינו כמה אנחנו סתומים. זה לא לעניין, באמת. אני יודעת להפוך שבר מדומה. גם אם הוא מדומה, אני רוצה להבין משהו. למה צריך להתעסק איתו? הוא לא אמיתי, עזבו אותו בשקט. מה אני אומרת פה? גמרתם עלינו, זה רק היום השני. אם לא נמות מהקורונה, נמות מלמידה מרחוק. זהו, פרקתי. בבקשה, להוריד קצב, תניחו להם. שיהיה יום מהמם.
Each time I look at it, it really cracks me up. It's really funny because I can imagine. I'm a parent myself, and when I look at all the stuff, it's like, oh my God, they are really going through a trouble because I've got 4 kids. For example, I think she thinks she's got 4 kids, and there's only 2 computers to go around. And every morning, the teacher expects them to do a long distance kind of learning and things like this. And kids are struggling to get up, and that's what she's struggling with. And before she could even do her own stuff. So, what would be the kind of a solution that you're offering to people? If you could have shared customer experience over here.
Well, there's a couple of things that I want to point out. First of all, she was only in her 2nd day. Can you imagine how it's going to be after 2 weeks? And then somebody else sent this to me. It says, if the schools are closed for too long, parents are going to find a vaccine before the scientists do. So everybody's feeling the same kind of pressure and the same kind of pain. But let me just make a couple of, I think, simple points, I hope. Routine is important. So even though we're at home, get your kids up at the same time as they would normally get up during a school period, because if you let your kids get used to laying in bed till 9, 10, 11 o'clock, man, what's going to happen when school does go back in session? And as parents, we want to try and set aside, even if it's not a separate room, a place for them to do their school work. I agree with that mom in the video. You can't expect too much out of kids who are at home, but still do our best. And the same thing is true with us as parents. People like routine. So my routine has not changed. Even though we've been working from home now for nearly 2 weeks, I still get up somewhere around 6:15. I still try and get to bed by 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. I try and make sure that I start my day the way I normally start. You have your lunchtime at the normal time. You stop working at a normal time, if there is such a thing in the Elken world. But the important thing is try to keep the same routine. People are creatures of habit. So if we keep in those habits, then we can have a much better chance of coming through this time period sane and not totally going crazy like some of those people are. We don't have the police coming to our house with flamethrowers like the Italian guy said they're going to do. So it's, you know, there's so many ways that we can alleviate, ameliorate, you know, there's Skype, there's WhatsApp, there's Zoom. My wife was on a video call with her mom in Taiwan last night. It's just like she was sitting there on the couch with us almost. So just make the best of a difficult situation. And you know, Mike, we're going to make it through this. The signs are there in Wuhan. They're going to start reopening things. South Korea has passed its peak. There's some encouraging signs. And even though we're all facing difficulty, if we think about the fact that we're all on the same cruise ship, you know, that ship that was floating around trying to find a place to go, we're all on a cruise ship. It's called Earth. It's the cruise ship Earth. And we got to work together. We got to help each other. We got to have empathy. We need to make sure that we're all trying to break that transmission chain, stay home, rest, eat well, drink lots and lots of BioPure water, take care of yourself.
Good. I think that's great advice for people, you know, who have got families and need to juggle with young families while they are doing work from home. Now, assuming, you know, that all of these people, you know, they already sort out the kids, they sort out their, you know, daily routines with under the new circumstances. What sort of advice would you give for people who are actually building their business from home from here onwards? Because there's a movement control restrictions, in other places there's lockdown, but business still needs to carry on as usual. So what would be some of the advice for us, you know, who are in the business side to continue to do our business?
Well, you know, that's the beauty about direct selling, MLM, if you want to use that phrase. It's a business that we can do at home for the most part. We can do digital marketing. We can work online. As I mentioned earlier, we can see each other face to face, in a sense, on the various tools that are out there, Zoom, like we're using now, or Skype or WhatsApp. We can spend more time building out our lists of contacts. We can spend more time following up with old customers that we've lost touch with. Again, we don't have to be literally pressing the flesh. We just need to stay engaged. And one of the worst things that can happen in this time frame is to just get lazy and depressed and sit at home and eating your potato chips and watching soap operas on TV. No, no, no. We still have to keep going. As you said, life has to continue. This is going to be over in a few weeks. And we don't want to all of a sudden get into a shock position like, oh my gosh, I've forgotten how to live my life normally. So keep working your lists, keep in contact with your old customers, find new customers, do it online, do it digitally, and let's make the best of this situation while we have it.
Wow, I think that sounds really, really inspiring, because I think that it is not easy that, you know, in this time of the world where everything is so fast paced, we are being forced to work from home, which is slowing down everything else. But it actually allows us to have the freedom to look at new opportunities that is out there through the digital side to help to grow the business in a different format. So I feel that you're right. The digital marketing side, you know, being active on digital and connecting with people face to face through all digital means are the ways to continue to build and sustain the business that we are all currently in. So I think that is very helpful.
Sorry for interrupting. You know, your other nickname is Mr. Digital. And I have a confession. Since we've been working from home now for as long as we have, I have forced myself to learn new digital technologies and digital techniques and how to download this, upload that, go into Zoom. You helped me with how to put the background that you see behind me, even though my kitchen, it doesn't look like a kitchen. You know, so we're learning, and that's one of the beautiful things, as you said, about slowing down, about having time for reflection. In a way, we can get closer to our kids if we have kids. We spend more time with them. We listen a little bit more carefully to what they're going through because they're feeling the same frustrations and the same issues as we are. So this is an opportunity to actually make things better rather than sit around and be depressed.
Great. I thought that definitely that is something that, you know, worthwhile for us to really absorb and, you know, take it in. And from here onwards, you know, for all business builders, we hope that you guys can continue to fight because while the war is still ongoing with the virus, but the business still must carry on. And I believe that in Elken, we have got all the right tools and all the right supports to help every one of us to be successful. In fact, I think the latest news I got was that our warehouse has been authorized to operate. We can even deliver goods out any time of the day, you know, to continue to service all our customers, all our distributors, whole wide world. So I think that is fantastic news for all of the Elkenians out there. So today, probably we come to the end of the session. It's the second time we have this M&M live show. I believe there's going to be more of this live show again. Hopefully by then the virus is gone, everybody is good. We can all go out and get more fresh air instead of cooping up in the house for any longer. So thank you very much, Mike. We hope to see you again and hope to see every one of you guys out there back in Malaysia or back in anywhere of the world in very healthy state, in a very optimistic state, and in a way where all the business are flying. Thank you guys. Goodbye.
Thank you, Mike, and everybody who's tuning in or who sees this after it's been posted. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay hydrated, build your immunity, take lots of Elken products, eat right, and we'll see you all very, very soon.
Hang on. Talking about eating right, we are having a clip coming up right after this live stream. So you guys watch it, catch it, and make sure that you share the news because spirulina is really very important during this time to build our immunity. Goodbye, guys. Ciao.
Bye.